Hello everyone, back to tuning in to today's fourth and final video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10-14 days for today's final video. Day 10 will take us to the 5th of December. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. May run throughout a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, which will get us towards the Christmas period. Wow. So I shall get on that for you in a moment. Just to say that first, video today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast, and we've also released the weekend forecast as well, by the way. Very interesting weekend forecast this week, with a little bit of snow potential for some areas, but where, when and how? Check out the week ahead. And a big video was released at 10 AM, and that was the third and final winter 2023-24 season 1 round. We get together 17 long-range models from world leading forecast centres for the third and final time this season to see what they're all showing. Very important update in terms of next week's winter forecast. So please check out that one if you would like to keep up to date with all of the developments leading up to next week's winter forecast. We've got the 13th and final winter update coming up for you tomorrow. More about that at the end of the video. Please like, share, subscribe on all today's videos and content. Show to everybody for doing that. And just to say, we need to put on only around 30 subscribers now, probably 25, 30 subscribers to get ourselves to 17.3k. So if you could give us a sub to your friends and family to subscribe, it'd be incredible. Thank you so much for doing that. And we're on the grind to 18k. Right, okay, let's start off searching temperature. MCT is still sitting at 8.6, which is 2.2 degrees above 6.99 average. That's provisional to yesterday, 24th of November. Very, very surprised that didn't drop yesterday, as I thought. I don't know, but I thought it felt cold yesterday. It should drop when that updates tomorrow, because we started off with widespread frost here in the CT region this morning. So if that doesn't drop again, if that doesn't drop tomorrow, I don't know what's going on. But that should, I've been saying with David for days, so, but that should start coming down when it updates tomorrow, I think. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. When that comes with rugby today, the red line. It's a 30-year upper air temperature average for rugby. We're starting off around to a little bit below average at the moment. We'll find the upper air temperature ticking up a bit tomorrow and into Monday with an area of low pressure. Then we drop again and we go solidly below average then through, well, for the following week, really. So, through the first week of December, basically looking solidly below average. Into the second week of December, we have got a warming trend, a lot of scatter within that, but there is a warming trend with warmer ensemble members or milder ensemble members here. Colder ensemble members continuing here. That's extended range. It's a long way out. In this kind of pattern, the models will always try and revert back to a default pattern, which is west-south-westerly. So I think we need to wait and see a little bit longer to be convinced about that. But definitely, like, for a week anyway, for the last couple of days of November and much of the first week of December, it's looking pretty cold there. Precipitation-wise, no wet weather coming in later tomorrow into Monday, then drier for the middle part of the week. This period is interesting, around the turn of the month. So we have got precipitation there. It is also cold. Though there might be a bit of wintry potential there at the end of next week. Then beyond that, into the second week of December, as it's getting milder, it's also getting wetter then. So possibly a return to milder, wetter, windier weather. But again, that is a long way out and is extended range and unreliable. This is how Snow Row is looking for rugby. As I say, that period around sort of 30th of November to 2nd of December, something like that. Quite interesting. Plenty of snow spikes coming through there, so there could be not only rain at the end of the week, but the potential a little bit of snow as well. The devil really will be in the detail on that. And then there are actually snow spikes right at the very end, actually. Rather large snow spikes. They're outlier members, but that one, for example, is going off the chart there into the second week of December. So not all of these ensemble members here by any means are turning things milder and wetter. Some of them are bringing in snow. We shall see. Temperature anomalies from the 25th of November to 3rd December, coming out colder than average. Most parts of Europe looking cold as well, particularly cold through the Nordic regions. And precipitation anomalies from the 25th of November to the 3rd of December. Most areas average or drier than normal. The latest Windflow Map from Earth, nullschool.net, shows that we've got an area of high pressure over the country today. So we've got a ridge there sitting across the country. Cold northerly winds on the eastern side of the region. Low pressure in the Atlantic. That will be coming through the centre of the region tomorrow and into Monday, bringing some wet weather in with it. Right, let's start going through the chart data then. This is how the latest UK Met Euro run is looking for midnight on Tuesday. So that low pressure I was just talking about is moving into Germany by then, and we're returning to those cold east to northeasterly winds as well. Slack gradients through the middle part of next week, and then low pressure dropping in across the country. And how this low pressure comes in here through Thursday and Friday is going to be important in terms of where the rain-snow divide is. I would suggest the greatest risk of snow would be on the northern and eastern side of that area of low pressure. On the southern and western side of the low, particularly the western side, it is more likely, I think, that we'll have a warm sector. So the exact track of that low and what that low does will be important as we go through to the end week and weekend. That's how I finish up with UK Met Euro run at midnight on Saturday. So still looking cold there. The winds remain from the north, blocking area of high pressure is up over green. This is a precipitation forecast based on that UK Met Euro run. Now through Tuesday, a lot of dry weather, some wintry showers around, they carry on into Wednesday as well. And then through Thursday, that's when we have the outbreaks rain coming in with that low. And so the greatest risk of snow through Thursday with the UK Met Euro is through Wales and into the Midlands, particularly the North and the West Midlands. You notice to the south and southeast it is mostly rain that we see there. So it's a long way off this. It's such a complex pattern, such a marginal pattern, very, very long way off. But Wales does indeed get a snow event from that. Snows pretty much all day across some parts of Wales, particularly at elevation. Otherwise, eventually rain clears away. And by Saturday, midnight Saturday, we're back to mostly dry but cold and frosty conditions. This is how Icon is looking. Again, we're returning into those east-north-east winds on Tuesday. Slack rains for Wednesday, and then through Thursday, Friday, we don't get as much of that low. We don't get anywhere near as much of that low, actually. So below down towards Biscay and out to the west of Ireland there on Thursday. And then sort of transfer through France to Germany into Friday. We just maintain like an easterly, northeasterly flow. So there'd be a much reduced threat of rain, sleet and snow at the end of the week with Icon, and just keeps it basically dry and cold right the way into next weekend. That's big day on Saturday. This is how the GFS midnight runs. Looking again, we're pulling in most east-north-east winds on Tuesday into Wednesday, rather slack grades. Then this low pushing in through Thursday. And that slides from Ireland into England and Wales Thursday to Friday. Again, it's on the northern side of the low, but I think we'll have the greatest risk of some snow. That gets out of the way as we go into next weekend, and we pull the wind into a direct north-northeasterly. That will bring overnight frost, but the risk of rain so will ease off. Cold up to daytime, 5th of December, but beyond that, we start to reintroduce milder winds from the southwest. So it turns milder and also wetter and windier. However, high pressure then start trying to get going over Scandinavia again as we go into the second week of December. That's Saturday, the 9th of December. By Monday, the 11th, the wind is beginning to pat round into the southeast again. Large area of high pressure over Scandinavia, low pressure being blocked in the Atlantic. So possibly threatening a return to cold weather from off the continent there by the 11th of December. Courtesy of the Scandinavian high. I think that's all very speculative. This is a precipitation forecast based on that GFS midnight run. So again, got dry weather for today, tomorrow into Monday, showery rain coming in off the Atlantic. That actually turns quite heavy across eastern regions on Sunday evening. A little bit of windiness mixed in with on the back edge of that as well into Monday morning, but I don't think there'll be much wintry weather on Monday. Just wintry showers on those east winds coming into the east of the north east of Scotland. Mostly dry through Tuesday to Wednesday, wintry shower peppering the coast. And they've got that complex area of low pressure coming in from Wednesday to Thursday. So rain, sleet and snow. That snow through Scotland, Northern England, some for Ireland actually. Hello to most of you watching Ireland. Blue of snow being predicted there. That takes us into Thursday morning. Snow mostly in northern and western regions by the look of it. Oh yeah, you know, it's not great for snow, but there is rain, sleet, snow around. That takes you to the weekend of the 2nd and the 3rd of December, so shower particularly piling into northern regions. And then of course we're back into the milder stuff, and there'll be no prospect of snow as it turns wetter. Although winds trying to back into the southeast, being colder air, they were snow by the very end. Right, that's that one done. Let's have a look at GFS 6 then. Again, we're putting in those east-northeasterly winds on Tuesday into Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. Low pressure coming in from the west. How this low pressure behaves, where it goes, will determine where the rain sinks will be. We'll know a little bit more next week. Eventually, that low will get out of the way into next weekend. We turn mostly dry and cold. Up to day 9-10, we start to bring in milder air off the Atlantic again. Deep air of low pressure bringing wet and windy weather in with it. Then beyond that, well, a bit of an Atlantic onslaught. Actually, low pressure sweeping in from off the Atlantic bouts of rain, but it is trying to build up that high pressure over Scandinavia again on the GFS 6 there. As you go into the second week of December, albeit it's below pressure this time, but it's much more the driving force. But that really is a case of the irresistible force beating the immovable object there with that high pressure in Scandinavia and the low pressure in the Atlantic. So possibly that would turn into a very wet pattern to the second week of December with those two, you know, great masses, the low pressure and high pressure, battling out. This is a precipitation forecast based on that GFS 6 run. Again, a lot of dry weather for today, tomorrow into Monday. Outbreaks of rain coming in from off the Atlantic. Then to Monday through Tuesday, we pull in those easterly winds, so a few wintry showers in the east, otherwise quite a lot of dry weather. Then low pressure comes in off the Atlantic, that brings rain, sleet, so risk a little bit further southwards on Thursday morning with that GFS 6 run, even to the east and the southeast of the snow pushing through at times. And further rain, sleet and snow as we go through into Friday as well. So it's a very complex pattern to try and work out where the coldest pockets of air are going to be, and so where the greatest risk of snow will be with this as well. So it is a case of watch this space. Into the coming weekend, it will turn mostly dry, but will be cold. Some harsh overnight frost, and then we've got bouts of rain heading in from off the Atlantic as it turns much milder, wetter and windier then. So yeah, into an unsettled, wet and windy pattern as we come to the end of GFS 6 run. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share and subscribe. And just show everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and ask them to subscribe to me. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. 25 to 30 subscribers will get us to 17.3k. If you could give us a sub, it would be incredible. Thank you so much, everybody. I have you a lovely Saturday afternoon and evening. GM, again, brings in that wind from the east and from the northeast on Tuesday. What happens after that? Well, gradients go slack through the middle part of the week, and then this area of low pressure starts drifting in as we go from Thursday into Friday. That's a little bit further southwards with that, probably a greater cold sector. So I would think the GEM solution has a greater prospect of snow, really, but it would be marginal again. There would be rain, sleet, snow around. The overall setup though is very, very interesting with this blocking area of high pressure up over Greenland. It is an unusual pattern that we're seeing here into the opening days of December, most definitely, with that large blocky feature. Remember, it's all happening without any particular sudden stratospheric warming event as well, telling us that you can sometimes get a disconnect between the troposphere and the stratosphere, and you don't always need an SSW to get appreciable levels of northern blocking. This is a great example of that. We go through into the weekend of the 2nd and the 3rd of December. Again, blocking out of high pressure in the North Atlantic. Low pressure is over and to the east of the coast. The GM just keeps it cold, keeps wind in from the northeast, right the way up to day 10. Actually, so that is day 10, the 5th of December, and we're still looking cold then, with winds coming firmly from the north and from the northeasterly direction. Then we've got the ECM at WF, also looking quite cold on Tuesday, with winds in from an east or a northeasterly direction. Lower pressure sort of developing close to the country through Thursday, Friday. Again, you'll notice the secondary lows on all these runs are in slightly different positions. So, as I say, the devil is in the detail as we get through to particularly Thursday and Friday. It's a long way off for this kind of pattern. So let's wait and see. As we get into the weekend, we stay cold. We begin to lose those areas of low pressure. The block over Greenland in the North Atlantic takes over, so winds continue from a cold northerly direction. No real end to the cold weather up to day 10, although possibly signs that the block is weakening a little bit by day 10. But certainly no sign of the Atlantic really revving up with either the GEM or the ECM, such as the GFS output is doing at the moment. The GFS is really ramping up the Atlantic by around days 10, 11, 12. There's not much sign of that at the moment. Could change, not much sign of that moment with either the GEM or the ECM WF for day 10. Precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from TibetShow.com, bringing outbreaks of rain in from off the Atlantic as we go through. As we go through into Monday, then bring those wintry showers in from the east and from the northeast on Tuesday. Mostly dry for the middle part of the week. Then we get these areas of low pressure knocking around the country. So again, the ECM for Thursday is producing a snow event really across Wales and possibly around Bristol areas, Cotswolds, that sort of area, get some snow through there. But I think that is subject to change. You know, that's too far away to have any confidence in. And then into the end of the week and next weekend, while some snow comes into the east and the northeast, actually, as we get through to next weekend. And beyond that, so a lot of dry weather then, but it will be continuing to be cold with some more sharp overnight frost, more rain, just waiting in the winds maybe in the Atlantic. Beyond day 10. Meantime, the options on the table within the ECM Ensembles today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. No, from the ecm.int website. Icelandic Met Office is still not updating. I don't know why these cluster scenarios come and go at the Icelandic Met Office, but it is very frustrating. I wish they could get them hooked up, because these are always very cumbersome to pull off the ECM website. So there we go, I'm on my soapbox. Please, if anybody's watching from the Icelandic Met Office, please can you get the clusters back online, please? Anyway, enough of that. So we've got 25 members of the ECM Ensembles with high pressure blocking to the north at day 10. That's 5th of December. High pressure blocking to the north around Greenland and in the North Atlantic. Low pressure over to the east of the UK. That will bring the wind in from a cold northerly direction. Colder winds at day 10 with those 25. We've got 17. Also, we're blocking around Greenland, Iceland. Low pressure is to our south and east, winds coming in again from a cold north or northeast direction. So by far the majority option is cold there. We've got 25 and 17 looking cold and wintry at day 10. This one is pretty cold as well. This is the other option for day 10. 9 members of the ECM Ensembles have high pressure closer to us, but still with a pretty chilly wind direction coming in from the northeast. So all options really are cold at day 10, 5th of December. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. It will get us to the 10th of December. 15 members of the ECM Ensembles may just need some blocking a little bit more towards the Canadian side of Greenland. This low pressure, I mean, it's coming to cold air probably, and the jet stream is down here really, I think. So we are on the cold side of the jet, but we could just be starting some things a little bit less cold. Nevertheless, that might still be pretty cold and wintry, actually, that option. We've got 15 members of the ECM Ensembles here, more westerly. Now that's, I mean, not mild, but that is going to be milder, I suppose. Less cold, let's say, and unsettled. This is the mildest option. 12 members of the ECM Ensembles building up a ridge from the southwest, and with low pressure out to the northwest, we bring up a southwest wind. That's the mildest option. 12 going for that. And then we've got 9 keeping the cold weather going, high pressure centering between Greenland and Scandinavia. Really, it's a Scandinavian high, and so with that, winds will be coming in from a cold easterly direction. So all options are cold, really, at day 10, and then we've got a mix of options at day 14. CFS V2, finally, these are 500 millibar high times bring down into week periods. The first week period takes from the 25th of November to the 1st of December. The coming week has high pressure wave to the north and the west, and we bring in the wind from a cold northeasterly direction. Week 2 will be the 2nd to the 8th of December, blocking to the north, low pressure coming in to the west and south. Jet stream is down here as well, so that could be cold and wintry. Cold particularly in the north, maybe some wintry conditions further south. Week 3 brings in less cold conditions. This is 9th, 15th of December, low pressure takes over to our west, winds turn to west-southwesterly direction. That's wet winding but milder, and that carries on to week 4, which is the 16th, 22nd of December. Again, low pressure in from off the Atlantic, high pressure to our south-southwest, and so CFS there will be bringing in the wind from a west or southwesterly direction. After the cold start to December, we turn milder, wetter and windier through the 2nd and 3rd week of the month. We shall see. If you enjoyed the video, please can you like, share and subscribe. And show everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let's know what you think about this and all of our videos. Don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much everybody for doing that for us. Right, so it's all to play for, I think, the next week in terms of weather and sync. So it's going to be, it is going to be saying cold, I think, up to day 10. Beyond that, you know, we might reintroduce milder, wetter wind weather from the Atlantic. It's not a given, as you saw within the ECM Ensembles. So we just wait and see where we go as we head on a little bit deeper into December, but certainly cold start to December is likely. I'll just tell you what's coming up tomorrow. We're going to have a 6 AM UK weather forecast. We've got our 13th and final winter 2023-24 update. We have come to the end of the winter updates this weekend, so it's going to be an epic, it's going to be a fitting finale to winter updates. We're going to throw in everything, and there'll be things that you've not seen before as well. There'll be a couple of surprises. So I can't wait to present the final winter update for you tomorrow. At 6 PM we'll be live streaming, so we'll have our Sunday evening live stream where we'll discuss that winter update, and we'll do a 10 to 14 day with that as well. And we'll bring you long range. We'll go through the Copernicus suite of models on a month-by-month basis. That will be in the live stream tomorrow. And then straight after that, we will have our night Christmas update, delayed for several days actually. Very late with it, but the night Christmas update will be coming up for you tomorrow straight after the live. So I've got a lot ahead to get all of that together, particularly the winter update. I'll be working for the next few hours. You enjoy the rest of your Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, and I shall see you tomorrow either for the winter update or for the live on Sunday evening. For this one, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.